Good evening and welcome back to the Untold Tales of Drakkenheim. This is the Dungeon Dudes weekly 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons live stream campaign, where for the past several weeks, Kelly and I and some very special guests have been diving into our Untold Tales of Drakkenheim. Well, our main show is on hiatus, but we are very lucky to have Jill, who has been on break for a little while, joining us to roll some dice once more, and our very, very special guest, Alicia M, as well. Fantastic cosplayer, who I think the first time we played together was at GaryCon, right?
Yes, it was. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was a year ago. Holy crap, it was so long ago. Oh my gosh.
It must have almost been, well, GaryCon was going to be, it would have been normally like around this time last year, and then they did like the GaryCon online. Yeah, months ago. Wow. That was a great game, though, with a bunch of the Dwarven Forge.
It was blue when I last saw you. It was blue.
Yes, indeed. And, of course, what would this show be without my wonderful co-host? Kelly, take it away.
I'm Kelly McLaughlin, the other part of Dungeon Dudes, and I am very excited to roleplay this hairy persona that I have taken on. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm very excited to play with Jill again, and Alicia, I'm very glad that we get to roll some dice together. I got to watch your last game, but now we get to play, so very exciting.
Awesome. So for those of you who just might be tuning in for the very first time, Kelly and I are the Dungeon Dudes on YouTube. You can find us there where we cover everything Dungeons & Dragons, including advice for players and guides for Dungeon Masters. We post new videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so check us out at youtube.com/dungeondudes.
And you can also join us on Tuesday nights when we record the campaign live on Twitch. You can check us out from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/dungeon_dudes. And you can also watch the video episodes of our show on YouTube as well. And we also have it as an audio-only podcast available at Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and Spotify. Currently, the Untold Tales are not on that podcast. But if you wanted to catch up with our crazy adventures, all of Season 1 and Season 2 are being released on there currently. We're trying to figure out a good way to get Untold Tales their own block, but it's proved challenging. So
yeah, we'll see
that later.
And Alicia, where can folks find your amazing cosplay?
You can find me anywhere on social media at Alicia Marie Body. I do cosplay stuff, costume stuff, fitness stuff, and I tend to think I'm kind of funny sometimes.
Well, with that, shall we dive into the ruins of Drakkenheim?
Yes.
Awesome. Let's do it. Okay. So we have a interesting band of adventurers who have come together on this dreary evening in the ruins of Drakkenheim. 3 heroes make their way towards the western reaches of the city, towards the noble estates of the Kleinberg's estates and embassies surrounding the King's Gate district. Alicia, why don't you introduce us to your character and why you're adventuring in Drakkenheim?
Okay, today I am playing the soon-to-be Empress of the Dominee, 16-year-old Leonin wild magic barbarian, Ravana Quinn Shamba. You can call me Quinn. Quinn will one day be the queen of all of the Dominee after her mother passed away. But there are some things about her heritage that she's always had questions about. And on her mother's deathbed, she told Quinn that she had to find a relic that could be cursed or not, but it would be in Drakkenheim. So Quinn left the comfort of the kingdom to adventure with 2 people she doesn't know to find out about who she is.
And what a long road has Quinn traveled, but now you are almost at the end of your quest. For the relic that you seek is said to be in a lost embassy of your kingdom that was held here in Drakkenheim. So partnering in with 2 adventurers that you've met along the way, the final leg of your quest is almost in your grasp. With that, Jill, who are you playing?
So I am playing the Ghostwise Halfling Swarmkeeper Ranger, Ori Keldove. Ori was on her way to Drakkenheim in search of her bounty, because she is an urban bounty hunter, when she happened to get her life saved by Quinn along the way. So she is indebted to Quinn as they travel, following Quinn to help her with her journey and her quest to find this object that is quite sought after. So she's following her along, knowing that one day she'll be able to go find her quarry, her bounty. But until then, she's following Quinn along the way.
Fantastic. And actually, both Quinn and Ori, what are your class and ancestries?
So I am a Ghostwise Halfling. It is a swarm keeper with fireflies, hence the glowing.
Oh, I love it.
And Quinn, what is Quinn's build there, Alicia?
She want to know? She's a wild magic barbarian. Now, she believes, and she was told by her mother her entire life, that she was Leonin. But when she turned 14, she started growing little horns. Why? Maybe she'll find out in Drakkenheim.
And finally, Kelly, who are you playing tonight?
My name is Rufus Apollo, and I'm a dwarf Twilight Domain cleric. And I'm on this path, this pilgrimage, so to speak. I come from the lands of Sky, where I worked as a Twilight cleric in the observatory. And several years ago, there was a large meteor, which I believe to be Tarna's Comet, the Second Coming, and it crashed right into Drakkenheim. So I began a pilgrimage on my long path. And along the way, I've been following the many stars and planets and their alignment to kind of dictate my destiny and my path. And it just so happens, not but a fortnight ago, that there was 2 constellations in the night sky, and they were the constellation of the Firefly and the constellation of the Lion. And the very next day, I stumbled upon these 2 heading to the very place I was heading. Now, obviously, this is a sign from the stars above that I am to go with them and help them on their journey. But at the end of the day, I do hope to meet this Lucretia Matthias and have a nice conversation with her in Drakkenheim about the Tarna's Comet and what this all could mean, because her writings are very interesting.
Wonderful. Well, what a motley crew we have indeed heading towards the ruins of Drakkenheim. Now, Quinn, the relic that you seek, you only have a vague description of what it resembled, but it seems to be some sort of golden statue in the shape of a lion with horns, with its mouth grasped around a vial of blood. So
I'm really excited to finally get to Drakkenheim. It's been a really long and weird quest. I've never been this far from the kingdom before. I've never stepped foot across the Diamond Sea. So this has all been really exciting. And can I be honest with you too? And I think we should all be open and honest with each other right now.
Yes.
When I saved you from that Dryad, that was the first time I ever swung the Hammer of the Damned in my life, in combat.
Oh, well, I mean, you swung it really well, so, I mean, I'm confident in your abilities to continue to swing it along our way to find our relic.
Your hammer is very large compared to my little hammer that I have, and I think it will do a great job defending us in the ruins, and I'm very excited for how well you have been told to swing it, even in the early moments of learning how. So don't worry, I think you'll be fine in Drakkenheim. There's nothing that dangerous there in the city.
Wait a minute.
Well,
You've been there before?
I mean, I've heard stories. I've never actually been, but people say it's pretty bad. But I'm optimistic about our chances, and I think the stars have been relatively good. So I think there's a good chance that we'll have a pretty easy journey.
A good chance? A chance?
A good
Okay.
chance. That's
Good
percentage-wise. It's 5.
Well, enjoy your last look at the stars, for as you approach the dark city of Drakkenheim, nothing is overhead but billowing clouds. For during the day in Drakkenheim, the city is held in perpetual gloom, as a mist with motes of multicolored light permeate across all the ruins of the city. As you come close to the city itself, you can, approaching from the western side of the city itself, you can see on a high crag the castle rock upon which the Imperial Castle Draken is perched. Below, it looks upon the great estates and embassies that surrounded the castle, almost like people, almost like loyal vassals cowling around their sovereign lord. Fortunately, the embassy that you seek is not deep in the ruins, but rather in an area of the city along the northwestern edge over here that is home to much larger estates and open ground. And so you do not have to take in too much of the haze, the mist that permeates the whole city to get close, but it still hangs in the air over here. And as you breathe in the haze and look around, the mist is almost like the dust never settled when the meteor fell. It just stings a little bit to breathe it in, and it makes your eyes water just a slight amount in it. So it casts the entire city in an otherworldly pall. As you head through the ruined streets towards the estate, I will have each of you roll me a d6 and tell me what you get on the die.
Is it possible that I could have preemptively cast aid? Is that something that we
Yes.
could have?
Yes.
So I meant to say this at the beginning, that the night before we entered Drakkenheim, I had cast, or the morning, this morning I cast aid.
Okay.
So that gives everybody 5 extra hit points. Not temporary, but
raises your
HP
max.
Goes up by 5.
Fantastic. Anything else you would like to prepare as you close in upon your destination? And then I just need to know what you rolled on the die.
I rolled a 3.
I got a 6.
Okay. It seems fortune favors you.
Ah.
You travel through the streets swiftly, unopposed, only catching a glimpse of a scuttling rat as you cross the streets, the wail of a barking dog in the distance. And as you approach the estate, you can see before it is a wide garden with several hedgerows that form a small maze around a fountain of water. The fountain itself bears a statue reminiscent of the statues of your homeland, Quinn. And there are tattered banners that are hung, tapestries from the estate itself that bear the crests of several noble houses that come from your distant land. But the building itself is much more of the architecture of Westamar and Drakkenheim than it is of where you have come from. For it is a large, stately manor house that is raised up in front of the garden surrounding it. As you approach, it is surrounded by a tall stone fence wall that is topped with wrought iron spikes. And as you come up towards the front gate, you can see that the front gate has actually been battered down completely. And looking forward towards the estate, just through the mist and the haze, you can see that many of the windows have been smashed and broken inwards. The roof is falling down and slightly caved in, as if the attic has just taken in far too much water over the years of abandonment. And strangely enough, the front doors and the doors that you can see around the back have all been battered down. What will you do?
What has happened here? My people were here in Drakkenheim and fled? What is this?
All have fled the city since the meteor crashed. The city is an abandoned wasteland now. And so no one has lived here since the meteor crashed 15 years ago.
I mean, the good news is that we always want to follow the signs, and there's clear signs that look similar to the ones from your homeland, no?
Yes, the things look familiar. It's just slightly less well cared for.
Well, and I look over at like a crumbling building. I'm like, the whole city seems a little under cared for at the moment. We might need to call in a repair crew, possibly.
According to my sources, most of the city does look like this, so.
Okay. I would like to use my instinctive magic awareness, which means that I can open my awareness to the presence of concentrated magic. I know the location of any spell or magic item within 60 feet that isn't behind total cover.
Okay. As you concentrate on the energy, you can sense that the lingering aura of a magical ward on the doors of this building. But it is just the last remnant. It's like this, with your sense, you're smelling, there was a glyph of warding here, but somebody already set it off.
What? So I share this with the other two.
Well, then I believe that would mean that somebody's been here before us.
Doesn't bode well for what we're aiming to do here.
As you step further into the courtyard, there is a corpse slumped over the fountain with 4 arrows tipped with green feathers protruding from its back.
Do you think they're okay? Oh my.
I take my hammer, the hammer of the damned, and I sort of poke it with the butt of the hammer. The poking the body, the blood is still wet from this man's wounds, and it hasn't dried into the clothing yet. And as you poke, there's no response. The body's head is slumped over the edge of the fountain, the head submerged underwater. He's wearing a leather jerkin, not much armor, and around you can see that there is a holster on his side that has a case of bolts, and a rapier and a hand crossbow are on the ground beside him.
Ori.
mean,
Little Firefly, I think that we should be cautious, especially with the young one here. Be swift if anything is to happen. And I'm going to use actually my Vigilant Blessing to give Ori advantage on her next initiative roll.
Cool.
I start I'm now a bit paranoid and I'm kind of looking around.
Oh.
But what I notice is that I want to go to the arrow that's in his back and I want to kind of break the back tip off of it and look at it. Do I recognize these green arrows?
As someone who has adventured in Drakkenheim, these arrows were made to military standards.
I mean,
What?
the hooded lanterns it seems like something that they would have around. Who knows who's stolen those arrows, but typically this is something we would see on their archers. And I hand it over to Quinn.
Quinn, Ori has told you that there are still people that keep the old army of Drakkenheim and are trying to reclaim the city. They're a military force called the Hooded Lanterns, and these arrows are somewhat of their calling card.
The Hooded Lantern? Are they like are they an evil faction, or are they like power hungry? What do we know about?
They're mostly beleaguered people that are fighting a losing war. They're trying desperately to retake the city from the monsters and the bandits that inhabit it. But they don't always get along with people that are scavenging in the ruins. Although they're usually helpful in their demeanor.
I will say that if they think we're going after this relic that is in Drakkenheim, they might not be too friendly if they think that, even though it's from your hometown, that we're trying to take it. So be on your guard, just in case.
You know,
Okay.
This is on me. I may have forgot to mention that Mercury is in retrograde right now, so
No! Tell me that.
it could be the cause of this. Arrows tend to fly when Mercury does its thing, you know?
Looking up onto the veranda and the porch surrounding the manor, there's two other bodies along the stairs, and in fact, perhaps a third, or maybe two halves of a fourth.
Are these human bodies?
Would you like to get closer to inspect?
Yes, I would.
Okay, I will just bring up our map here as well so we can take a look, and feel free to move your tokens around. Okay.
My token.
So the first corpse is here by the fountain, with a second and third at the steps over here. The two corpses that you see as you on the steps here, one of them is garbed in similar attire to the first. A young woman in a leather jerkin, with who is sporting a mohawk, and she also has several arrows embedded in her, but also a deep cut across her front. Beside her is the corpse of another woman. This woman in military garb. She is wearing a green cloak and a mask and hood that has been drawn up over her face, which has a dagger in her forehead. And she is wearing leather armor with bits of chainmail, and there's two long swords that are scattered on the ground in front of her. They are both very dead from their injuries, but the blood is wet.
Before I move up to follow Rufus and Ori, I would like to take the butt of my hammer and sort of like shove the body off the fountain, like to pull his head sort of out of the water so I can get a good look at it, the body.
The man has blue lips from all the... he might have actually drowned instead of dying from the arrow wounds. But he also has a mohawk and several piercings along his ears, lips, and nose, much like the woman who is also sporting a mohawk.
Pretty stylish dude.
I guess if that's style here.
I go up to the one with the mohawk and I look at her face.
They both have mohawks.
Or sorry, the woman by the steps. So the one with beside the one in the hood. Do I recognize her?
There's a lot of reprobates in town.
Or do they have any? Does she have any symbols on her, in terms of like jacket or?
Yeah. Looking around their jackets, they have kind of scrawled onto their jackets what looks like the club of the suit of the deck of cards, the club suit, it has an engraving around it of basically several pins all coming out of the club. These are a smaller outfit that are known to be around here. They seem to be changing their name all the time, but they're often called the Pins and Clubs.
Small group of people, that rummage around here. Nothing huge to be what I can see is concerned about, and I go over to the one that's hooded, and I want to take the hood and the mask. She's wearing a mask, right? The one with the hood.
She is, and she has like all hooded lanterns, they all wear a brooch that on the other side of it has their name and rank. So this woman here was definitely one of the hooded lanterns.
So it looks like it's one of the smaller gangs, and the military, well, so-called military, seems to be going around the same place. I don't know what the two of them are doing here, though.
Somebody wanted them dead. Like, really dead. Like, deader than dead. Somebody did. And they're either gone or they're still here.
Is there a chance that they killed each other?
Ooh, I didn't even think of that possibility.
I mean, it might not have been the only hooded lantern that was here, so you're right, Quinn. There might be more of them around. We'd best be careful, or else we're gonna get an arrow in the back too.
As you get closer, there's quite a lot of blood now. As you get closer to the entrance, you can see bloody footsteps and patterns all about the cobblestone steps here.
You two youngins, if you want to stay back, I can go and I can take a look.
Oh, I don't know if that's a great idea. I mean, you know more than me, way more than me about all of this stuff, but I feel like I need to put this hammer to use. I mean, this is why I'm here. So maybe we should all go in together. But first, and Quinn wants to sort of turn around if she can, and can she take one of the rapiers off one of the dead bodies?
Yep.
Okay, she takes one of the rapiers and sort of holds it up and turns it around in her hands.
It has definitely seen better days. This weapon has seen better days.
Are there any ones that are better looking on her that I can pick off?
The woman who is the hooded lantern, her swords are military grade. The weapons of the Pins and Clubs members are basically, there's no consistency across them. So if the long swords though are of excellent make.
I will be taking one of those long swords and attaching it to my back.
Alrighty.
All right.
How would you like to proceed?
Moving forward.
We go quietly. If anything happens, if I see anything, I'll let you know in your minds. Because I can speak to you telepathically, but,
You can?
We should sneak in, yeah. Okay. And I say, yeah, in your head.
That's a cool party trick. You never talk. I'll be quiet. I'm sorry, I'll be quiet.
Ori, we've been traveling together for over 2 weeks now. And this is the first time you're telling me that you can talk inside of my head.
Well, I can't tell you all my tricks. You never know. You might be my bounty one day.
Well, it's a very good ability, and I'm very proud of you for having it. Good job.
Thanks. I practice with it a lot.
All right. Make it out of this. I'm going to ask you to teach me if you can, if we make it out of this.
As you look close, many of the windows are broken in the rooms, but several of them still have the curtains that hung in place, making it somewhat difficult to see inside. You can hear, as you approach, a soft scratching noise and a bit of a chattering and this kind of mulchy chewing noise coming from the room over here.
Ooh. Okay, I have 60-foot dark vision, but I don't know what that means in this room.
Well, you're outside, so the area is relatively lit.
Okay.
The windows, you can see that there's windows here and here.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, the glass of these windows is shattered, but they have tattered curtains still hanging in them. So you can see in to the curtains, but you need to move the drapes to see in further into the room.
Should I open the drapes a little bit?
Is the front door open?
The front door is open, and in front of the front, and at the front door, there is a pool of what look like scorch marks and a crispy body.
Another body?
Something bad happened here.
You can still smell. The body is burnt and blackened, and it smells awful.
Everybody be very careful. It's probably dangerous. Don't go getting yourself into too much trouble. It seems trouble might be brewing.
I'm not scared of trouble. I just hope it doesn't happen.
She's definitely not scared of trouble. Me? I mean, I just basically walked into a house where they're barbecuing people here. And it still smells fresh.
You know, it's been a while since I've had a good barbecue, but this is not the barbecue I wanted to have.
God, Rufus, we're talking about food. We'll get Korean barbecue later.
Thank you. I think there's one in the inner city that might still be around. We'll check it out.
So those of you that are approaching much closer, so Quinn and Ori, I'm going to have you both roll stealth checks.
Okay. This is where my rogue one may come in handy.
26.
Oh, okay.
6. I'm not stealthy at all today.
Yeah. As you head up the steps, the longsword that you strap to your back, it just comes slightly loose in the strappings, and it clanks down against one of the steps. And
makes noise.
Yeah. And the whole area is quiet. There was that mulching, sort of chewing noise.
Yeah,
it's
the
gone
ASMR.
now. It's gone now.
Uh-oh.
Those pleasant sounds have ceased.
I peek my head in to the door to see if there's anything. If I could see if the chewing has come out into the main barbecue hall.
Into the main barbecue hall. Okay. So what you see before you, or what you see before you, Ori, is a small foyer that ends in a single door, which is also open. Before you, looking into the room now, you can see a much larger chamber that is an extremely grisly scene. In this room are the corpses of about another dozen people. Some of them wearing the garb of the Hooded Lanterns, but the rest in the garb of the Pins and Clubs. There are arrows embedded in the walls, there are knife wounds, and clear signs of battle. But looking up from in this room, as you eye the carnage inside, are several pairs of glowing eyes. There are two creatures that have ripped open one of the bodies and have in their little clawed furry hands the organs of one of these people, and looking up, you can see their rat-like faces glaring, blood on their teeth as they have been feasting on their meals. They look up towards the sound that they just heard. Ori, with your high stealth check, you are able to see them and stay hidden before they see you. But in the process, they see Quinn. So, Ori, I'm going to say that you catch sight of them and you sort of like dive to the side behind cover. But Quinn, this small furry ratling locks eyes with you, and with it lets out a chittering hiss.
Don't come any closer, you little piece of whatever you are. I will turn you into spam and feed you to whatever is roaming the streets out there. I'm serious. Stay right there. What are you?
The creature looks up at you and says, "Go away, funny-looking cat. This my dinner."
You speak
I'm just like, it talks. It talks.
It talks. Oh my gosh, Rufus, get in here for a minute. I'm serious. You stay right there. Do not move.
I step forward and kind of poke my head in. What's going on in here? Is that... Oh, I thought Sky had a rat problem. These rats are large.
There are at least 4 of them in this room.
And how big
All
are
of them, they are about the size of a halfling. They are rats the size of a halfling walking on their hind legs, and several of them are carrying makeshift-looking knives and wearing scraps of clothing, even bits of armor. They have they have large ears and long pointed noses and tails as long as their bodies. And the 4 of them in this room are gleefully ripping into one of these bodies, and one of them is actually got a sack and is putting the organs in the bag.
Okay. We're not going to judge you on your culinary choices, first of all. We don't want any trouble with you guys. However, tell us what happened here. Do you know what happened here, or are you just feasting on the remnants?
One of them looks at the other, and they say, "Lunch is happening now. Yes, yes, yes."
I mean, it makes sense that they are enjoying lunch. It's a grisly sight, but for them it's probably quite normal.
Okay.
And the other replies, "We have lots of food. Yes, yes, yes. You go. You leave now. We not make you food too."
We don't want any of your food, but we are looking for something too. And you're in our way. Can you just take your food and leave or move it to the side? Like I said, we don't want any trouble with you, and we certainly do not want what you're eating. But if you step closer, I'm gonna have to introduce you to someone who's a really good friend of mine.
Is it me? Oh no, it's your hammer. I get it.
He was like, "Oh yes, me."
Each of you can roll me a d6.
5.
6.
Don't play me with this. Don't play me. Oh, 6 this time.
Okay. The ratlings look things over, and they say, "You not take any of our food? You not here for food?"
Absolutely not. So we are here for something.
If you have any good cheeses, I might be interested, but the bodies...
You no take cheeses! You want cheeses? Furry man!
Jesus!
Well, sorry, I can go without the cheese for another day. It's fine. But it was so good with a nice wine, you know?
They say, "You no want food? Then you wait till we done. We take all, and then you can come."
How long will that be?
And I think you can take them. What if they're getting more than just the food? What if they have your relic?
You think they might have these? You think these things might have the relic?
They might just think it's a cool thing and want to pick it up. You never know.
Two of the ratlings are actually stuffing almost an entire one of the corpses into one of their satchels to drag it back. They're clearly collecting some takeout.
Okay, wait.
Stop
right there. Stop right there. Hold the chopstick. Hold the fork and knife with the bags. We're looking for something really important here, and we're not really sure if you guys or whatever you are might have it. And I'm gonna need you to empty your sacks right now. All of right, you guys.
Just in case, you never know.
Yeah.
You can make a persuasion check.
I have no charisma, Monday. Okay. Oh no. That'd be a 4.
The ratlings respond, "We already not killing you to take you as food too. We give you lots. Yes. You wait. Wait. Wait your turn. Food is ours. You no take."
Am I? Hold on.
We don't. We could share the space. We'll just walk around you. We're looking for a statue, something that you wouldn't care about. You could take all the meat you want, and we can look for our statue while you collect your. I'll help you. I will help you put that body in that bag while my friends look for a statue.
Give me a persuasion check.
I got a 6.
Oh God.
The ratling reply, "You help yourself into sack, and maybe we take you back to burrow. Yes.
I wouldn't
You big and fat. You make very good meal. Yes.
That is incredibly rude, and my feelings are a little hurt.
While they're arguing, I target this ratling right here in his mind, and I say,
The bodies are poisoned. The bodies are poisoned.
Okay. Give me an intimidation check.
Gosh.
1.
We're a really charismatic team.
What's happening today?
No.
You hear the ratling look up and say, "Oh, rat god, not now. Cannot poison my friends right now. Not right now. Too risky.
What is going on here, you guys? What are we gonna do? What if, like Ori said, what if they have something that we need in one of their stupid little sacks?
I just think if the other guys were here, then they might have been looking for it too. And what if they take it with one of the bodies? And then we have to find these ratlings all over the city? You really want to search for them?
I
These are all
mean,
good points.
Yeah.
I think we just can't leave any stone unturned. And if it means turning over a dead body, I think we have to, because we've come so far.
Exactly.
And if these little ratlings have it in one of their sacks, I mean, they're not really willing to negotiate, it doesn't look like. Have you ever killed a ratling?
They're only ratlings, so,
I've killed very few things, to be honest, but Quinn, the stars have determined that I am to follow you, so to what end? We'll see. And if it means killing some rats, then so be it. The stars have spoken, and so I am with you.
Sounds like a fight's gonna break out. Roll for initiative.
I'm ready. I'm always ready. I'm giving you guys one more chance to open all of those bags and dump them out right now in front of us so that we can inspect them to make sure you don't have what we're looking for. Or else.
You tell him, Quinn, you tell him.
And Ori, you have advantage.
The ratlings respond, having all of you made failed charisma checks to convince them otherwise. The ratlings respond, You want see what in bags? Maybe we chop you up, put you inside, then you find out.
But if we're
And
chopped up, then we can't see what's... never mind.
All right, what do we got for initiative?
23.
Pardon me?
23.
23 for Ori.
I got a 4. How could I not have advantage on initiative? I'm a freaking barbarian.
I'm sorry, I only get to hand out 1 advantage. I got
no, shouldn't you? Because you're a level 4 barbarian, so you should have Doesn't that ability happen at level 2? That you get advantage?
I don't. It's weird. It should. Let me open up, crack it open. Look right in front of me. It's weird because it doesn't appear on my page either. Usually, when I have advantage, it appears right on initiative to tell me, but it's not appearing. It's weird.
Yeah, but you definitely should have it because you. Yeah. So roll advantage. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Let's try again. 18.
Oh, it is actually at level 7. So I lied. I lied. It is level 7. Oh, okay.
I got a 4 then.
Okay. Rufus?
I got a 17.
17. Okay. Alrighty. Ori, these ratlings are expecting trouble, so I'm not going to grant you surprise, but you are hidden from them, so you will have advantage on your first attack. You can see that there are several, there's one among them that is slightly larger than the others, in the center of the room.
All right. I take my longbow and I aim it at the large rat and I step out from hiding and I say, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. And I take my longbow and I shoot it with sharpshooter as well.
Nice.
All right, let's see. And while this is happening, my swarm of fireflies comes out of my cloak and surrounds the arrow. 20 to hit.
Wow, that is right between the eyes.
What minute should I even?
Woohoo!
Oh, okay. 18. And I choose with my swarm. I get to choose per round or per turn. They can assist me in a way. So I'm gonna give them. Why not an extra D6 worth of damage? So
nice.
19 damage.
Wow. That ratling is extremely bloodied, but it still stands.
Oh. Okay, and then I'm going to use my cloak, my Nature's Mantle cloak, to, as a bonus action, hide, even if they can see me, if there's a section where it's lightly obscured. So can I go here?
Yep.
Okay, so I hide again.
The ratling that you shot screams at the top of its lungs, crying out, "Help!" It barely can because there's like a sputter of blood, but and you just hear it cry out, "Kill, kill, kill! Fresh food!" And it stumbles over to here. It stumbles out of the room, but and out of sight through a door over the side over here. But as it does so, you hear this pitter-patter scurrying sounding all through the rest of the house as perhaps a dozen other footsteps come running around, and with a quick smash, you hear some shattering glass above, and you see smashing coming out through one of the windows comes another one of the ratlings. And as it does so, it is carrying a crossbow, and it puts a glowing purple bolt into the crossbow, nocks it, and holds it at the ready to fire. Rufus, it is your turn.
Seeing it pop out the window, Rufus turns and he pulls out of his cloak a tiny little buckler shield, but it's in the shape of a moon. And he's holding it up, and then he holds the shield out, and a beam of moonlight, not casting moonbeam, even though that's what it sounded like, a beam of light comes off of his shield, and he shoots it towards the creature, and he's going to cast Guiding Bolt.
Alrighty, roll to hit.
Uh, 21.
That is a good hit.
Whoa.
All right. Guiding Bolt, that's going to be 4d6. That's going to be 18 damage.
The ratling cries out in pain from the searing light, but it manages to hold the bolt steady and is ready and still ready to fire and still alive.
As the light hits him, though, he's now sparkling with moonlight, and the next attack against him is going to have advantage.
Oh.
Okay. Next up, more ratlings. Crashing through the window.
God.
Crashing through the other windows with the tearing of the curtains and a little bit more smashing glass come... there we go. 4 ratlings.
Gosh. Oh!
They race through out, and the other 3 race into the room as well.
So they're surrounding us?
That would be correct. As they take their positions, one of the ratlings scurries around to you, Rufus, and as they get in position, their pack tactics come into play, and the ratling who knocked the bolt takes the opportunity to fire his shot at you, Rufus. Only scoring a 12 to hit with the advantage.
I block it with my shield.
This bolt sails towards you. Its arrowhead made of a shard of delirium that deflects off your shield. But at the same time, there's a bunch of ratlings now that are going to come and stab you guys. Quinn, I'm sorry to say, you're going to get stabbed 3 times by ratlings.
Before this happens, can I rage?
You got to activate rage on your turn.
And it's not my turn, it's their turn.
Yeah, not quite yet. One of the ratlings scores a critical hit. Another gets a 17 to hit. And a third gets a 13 to hit.
My armor class is 18.
Okay, so I get only the crit actually goes through then. In that case, but the critical hit as he brings his rusty scimitar down, that's going to be a total of 12 points of slashing damage. Rufus, you are also struck by 2 ratlings, one of which scores a 22 to hit.
No.
And the other getting a 15 to hit.
All right. One of
them. Oh my gosh!
For 7 points of slashing damage.
Oh!
Oh no!
Bitten.
Oh no! Ow!
I offered to help you.
With that, Quinn, it is your turn.
Yes. Quinn's like holding her arm. She's like, "It's showtime." And she was like to the one that's nearest to her. Is one of the big ones near her?
No, the nearest big one is the one that tried to shoot Rufus, which is over here.
Okay, got it. And the one that actually hit me is standing near me, right?
Yeah, right in front of you.
Got it. That's the one that's going down. You're going down tonight. And she would like to first scream with rage, like her eyes start flashing yellow, like something's never happened and something that's never happened before, is her hammer of the damned glows. this fiery orange. That's something that's never happened outside of Drakkenheim. And she picks it up and she says, Count Chocula. I couldn't think of it. And she wants to just swing it almost like a freaking golf club right at dude.
Nice. Do you want to roll a d8 to find the effect of your rage?
Oh, that's right. That's what I was leaving out. Because she's never really used her hammer the damned in combat. She's wild magic issues. So let's see what happens. D8. That would be a 1.
Shadowy tendrils erupt from your hammer. Each creature of your choice that you can see within 30 feet of you must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take 1d12 necrotic damage. You also gain 1d12 temporary hit points.
Okay.
All right, so why don't you roll a d12 to see how much damage you deal?
Okay. That would be a 6. However, I would like to take this opportunity to attack recklessly.
Okay,
So-
well, the necrotic damage might have just killed a bunch of ratlings. So.
Okay, I'd like to overdo all of this super epic thing.
So I'm gonna go around. So the rattling, starting from the rattling right in front of you.
Okay.
It survives. The 2 rattlings right in front of you survive as the pulse of necrotic energy comes out. But the 3 behind you, the 4 behind you, are completely... The necrotic energy just bursts out from your hammer and causes their bodies to just start withering away, and they collapse to the ground.
Thanks, I think.
What? I mean, I knew this thing was powerful. My mother told me my father left me this, but I never knew who my father was. I've never seen this. And she's sort of just looking at the hammer like, wow. Okay.
You're so scary. I never knew you could be so scary. This is great.
Wow.
But the furthest rattling that was wounded by Rufus actually manages to survive the necrotic energy. You can still attack the one in front of you, though. That's just turning your rage on.
The rage is already on, right?
Yeah.
So I can just swing again then. So she picks up the hammer and she's like, batter up. And she just backs up and swings right at its head. Let's see. I guess that's a 16. Oh, 23.
That's a hit.
Okay.
Let's hear that damage roll.
That's 11 damage.
So you tee off the rattling's head, and it lands on the other side of the hall down the foyer.
You can tell that she's sort of getting into this. Her eyes are, Quinn's eyes are just flashing yellow. So I was meant to do.
Many of the rattlings are now quite horrified. Ori, it is your turn.
All right. I am going to, as a bonus action, cast Zephyr Strike. So I can zip over here without taking an opportunity attack. And I'm going to try to murder this ratling right here with
Go for it.
a sharpshooter. Let's see, 16 to hit.
A hit.
Ooh.
Nice.
Where did my... There it is. So that's 19 plus an extra d6 with my swarm as the fireflies swarm around us, an extra 2. So, yeah.
You nimbly swing around the rattling and snipe it in the back of the neck.
Bye.
Whoa. We are owning this fight, you guys. Wait,
Rats, right? That can't be that hard. Right?
That's right.
We're pretty much just exterminators.
Yeah, totally.
Getting rid of vermin in the streets. Look
As
it
you
up,
sweep
girl.
around, the ratling that was hidden over here slips through the doors. It was what I'm gonna have you do right now, Ori, is roll me a quick perception check to see if you notice it before it shoots you.
22.
You do, so I don't get advantage on my shot. So I only get a 16 to hit.
Hits.
Oh, I hit! I don't get sneak attack, but if one of these purple bolts has been fired at you. The bolt strikes you for 8 points of piercing damage,
Ori, be careful.
but the contamination of the delirium shard embedded in the arrowhead might burrow into your flesh. Roll a Constitution saving throw.
5.
That is a failed saving throw against contamination. Okay.
As I'm saying this, I'm like, rats, right? Ugh, the rat.
You take an extra 2 points of necrotic damage, and you have gained level 1 contamination. You cannot gain advantage on ability checks or saving throws.
That's contamination. Okay.
Yeah. Contamination comes in 6 levels, like exhaustion, so they get worse. But roll a d6, Jill.
3.
You do not mutate. So every time, whenever you gain a level of contamination, you roll a d6. If you roll under your current contamination level, you also gain a mutation. Some of these mutations are awful, some of them are beneficial. Either way, if you hit contamination level 6, you transform irreversibly into a monster.
Okay.
Ori's happy about this. Like, oh, magic.
Okay. So with that, the other ratling is going to swing around and try to take a shot at Quinn. It will get advantage from pack tactics, but I only get a 10 to hit.
A 10?
Yeah, I only get a 10 to hit.
Okay. Well, yeah, and my memory class is 18.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're fine.
One more
like-
rattling leaps forth from the
Where did he come from?
to stab Rufus.
No.
But I only get a 13 to hit.
I swat him away with my shield. What? Get out of here, other rat. You weren't part of this.
It is your turn, Rufus.
Seeing this rat who just jumped in front of me, I'm going to simply... I hold out my shield again, and you see a bunch of little starlight flicker off of it and impact the rat in front of me, and I'm going to cast Sacred Flame on it.
All right, so dexterity saving throw.
Yes.
I get a 5.
You fail.
What
and
is going on over there?
I'm just throwing stars and light at rats, apparently. I do a whopping 4 damage to it.
And that's the one right in
Right.
front of you, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. With that, I got more rattlings.
What? Is
There
there
might
something
be
you can do to divert them?
A slight infestation in this building. Slight.
Several
like the
more
name.
rattlings swarm into the main hall, catching Ori in the doorway.
Ori!
Two of them get quite close, Ori, and are going to attack you with their knives. One getting a 14 to hit.
Nope.
The other getting a 11 to hit.
Oh.
And then the other 4 in the room are going to open up with their slings.
Ah!
And they take out their slingshots and start firing their sling bullets at you. I get another 14.
Nope.
Another 10.
Nope.
A 17.
Yeah.
And a 19.
Yeah.
Okay, so I get 2 hits in with the slings.
Okay.
For a grand, so 1 hit for 5 damage, 1 hit for another 5 damage.
This is not good. We need to
I
sit
got
down
a pebble
somewhere.
in my eye. Oh.
My mom always told me that would happen. Oh God.
Darn you, Mercury!
All right, Quinn, it is your turn.
Oh no. I think I like the name Exterminators for us though. As a group. The colorful Exterminators.
I like it.
I'm in.
All right. I wasn't done with you, any of you, and you've hurt my friends. Okay. I think I want to. Okay, the one that's right. Can you guys see my cursor or no? The one that's right here.
The one
Next to
directly
me.
in front of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yep, you can get in to attack that one. It's in the doorway fighting you.
Okay, good. That's what I wanted. That's the one I want to go after. And of course, I'm still raging. Do I need to roll again?
For the effect that you drew, it only happens at the start of the rage.
It only has the start of the rage. Okay, cool. So I would like to attack that one recklessly because she's had it. And it hurt her arm and it hurt her friends. And they're smelly and they're not paying attention. So she would like, so that means I get advantage on attack, right?
Correct.
And since I'm like, can I use sneak attack as well? Because I do have that since I'm first level rogue, which means I get an extra 1d6.
Nice. Technically, you need to use a finesse weapon with sneak attack, but I will allow it. But I will allow this. Yeah.
I like mine. Okay, so she steps up and, pulls back with the hammer of the damned and just points up to the ceiling and she goes, pull! And she just swings the hammer for 21. There's a 21 hit.
You betcha.
Okay. So that's 8 plus. Oh, do I get advantage on that? I do.
Not on the damage roll, just on the attack roll.
All right. Well, that was fine then. So it's 8 plus. Let me roll a d6. Since Monty's in a good mood. That's 10. A 10 damage.
That's enough to do this rattling in. I imagine you come around the corner into the foyer and smash the rattling in the chest, kind of flat. It's a very flat rat.
Rat potato chips. For a snack. Who's next? Step up.
Well, the next person is actually Ori. Did you want to move though from your current position or hold?
You know what? Yeah. In fact, I would like to use all my movements to move up near all the way up near Ori.
Yeah, you could probably move to this square here.
Okay, and no one's gonna have an opportunity with that.
No, you'll have to squeeze
Okay,
through the door, but you got enough movement to do that. That's fine.
She runs past Ori to the open room.
Like you
Looks
run
good.
over me because I'm a halfling. I actually got fit through your legs.
Like, Ori, where are you? Ori, I can't see you.
Ori, what would you like to do with your turn?
I forgot I was concentrating on Zephyr Strike, so I got hit 3 times. I'm just gonna roll some
All right.
checks. Oh no, 5. I'm no longer concentrating on that. So, I'm going to. Quick question for Swarm Keeper. It says my swarm can move me 5 feet in any horizontal direction. Does my swarm moving me cause an opportunity attack?
I'm going to say no.
Okay.
Yeah, your swarm is moving me. Your swarm is moving you, not you are moving.
Okay. I'm then going to try to attack the rat that hit me.
Okay.
And
Are you going to accept the disadvantage from shooting well engaged, or are you going to use the swarm to move you back?
I have to use the swarm after I hit a creature with an attack. So
I see. So you will be attacking with disadvantage then, eh?
Yes.
Okay.
With the 5, so I miss.
The arrow hits the edge of the door.
So I'm gonna move 5 feet to here and use my bonus action to hide, because my swarm also gives me half cover when I use this 5 feet of movement.
Okay, so you're hiding within a cloud of fireflies.
Yep.
I guess that's kind of like a moving flashbang.
Yeah. Just like bang, and then whoosh, all these fireflies like create kind of like a swarm around me.
All right, it doesn't make that much sense, but we'll roll with it. Okay. The gutter snipes. Yeah. So even though they're wounded, they like the fact that Rufus is isolated. So these two are going to surround you, Rufus, and they're just going to both stab you with their knives.
Oh dear.
I get a 20 to hit with the first one, and an 18 to hit with the second.
Both hits.
So they both hit, and they're both going to sneak attack you.
What?
The first one is going to deal a total of 10 damage from their sneak attack. The second one is going to do a total of 12.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Rufus.
Whose idea was it to fight these things? Just kidding.
Rufus! Who's Rufus?
And this
wanted to be friends with them.
And though these ratlings are heavily wounded, they're getting bold because they still surround you 2-1. So Quinn, 2 ratlings are going to also try to surround you and sneak attack you. I get a with my advantage, I get a 13 on the first attack, and a 14 on the second.
No, she's like.
Okay. All right, 2 misses, but 2 hits. You know what? I can live with that. I feel like I brutally. I can live with those dice
though,
results.
you guys. I'm serious. These rats aren't supposed to be this strong. I wonder if they're radioactive.
Oh, they very much are.
Even though we don't know what radioactive is, I'm sure they are.
Rats of incredible sizes.
Rufus.
It's ridiculous.
Rufus, it is your turn.
What to do? Oh dear.
Use your charisma. Use your charisma.
I don't have any.
Oh, never mind.
I don't think any of us do.
I thought he had.
Okay. I'm gonna take a chance here. I just book it. I'm gonna take 2 opportunity attacks, but I'm gonna run away.
I get a 13
Yeah?
and a 16 to hit.
Oh, they miss.
What?
So Rufus kind of tumbles, as he gets stabbed, he tumbles in through the door, and he comes up next to Ori, and then what I'm going to do is I am going to cast Fairy Fire in this room here to try to get all of those rats.
Okay, so I'm going to roll the dexterity saving throws for all the ratlings in the room there.
Yeah.
The big ratling in the middle makes the save, but the others fail.
Okay. So we have advantage on all of them. They're all sparkling with glittering starlight and moonlight.
Nice.
And then I turn to Ori and I'm like, Ori, there's 2 coming in the doorway and they stab really hard and it hurts.
Do you need a Band-Aid?
I would need a few. Is there a healer? Anybody?
It's a Band-Aid.
I think you're the healer.
Oh, I'm the healer.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been trying to learn better healing spells. I have a couple. And I start rummaging through my pockets looking for something to help out. But meanwhile,
You know what would help? It would help. A level 10 spell would help. That's what would help.
I've never hard my training.
The ratlings all scurry around, and the 4 ratlings form a formation, and all of them draw back their slings and fire as one, all at Quinn.
What? Hold on. Wait. Even though I have no persuasion, I need everyone to wait. We really do not mean you any harm. We are looking for one rare item. We don't want any of your dead bodies. We don't even want to be around you right now. And I mean that in the nicest possible way. But we really
The ratlings turn their make a persuasion check.
Bad idea, Monty. 16.
The ratlings lower their slings for a moment, and they say, "If you want, you can come back to our house. We will have you as guest of honor for dinner. Yes, yes, yes."
I look back at Ori and Rufus. No? What do you mean no? They're standing with... Okay,
In your head, I'm like,
with my
they're
one
gonna
second.
eat us for dinner, not have us for dinner. I mean, I guess the same thing, but in their bellies.
You think they want to eat us for dinner.
Yeah,
But
we're
they
not
have bags
volunteering
of-
for that.
So it's a no. Wait, the thing is, they're standing around us with arrows, and those old arrows have like necrotic stuff on them and stuff.
Ask them if they're gonna eat us.
You want me to ask them that?
Yeah.
Okay. Rufus, are you asleep? Wake up!
I'm here.
The ratlings are going to fire their slings at you, Quinn. 4 shots go off.
Okay.
I get a 13, a 12,
No.
a 7, and an 18.
Okay, my arm class is 18, so you do hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I get 1 hit in for 5 damage, which would be halved by your rage. And then the other one's going to stab you with its scimitar, getting a 15 to hit. So that's not going to be enough either.
Okay.
All right.
Thank God for feats. Goodness gracious.
With that, those are my group of ratlings. So Quinn, it is actually your turn now.
Oh, it is my turn?
Yeah.
Okay. So since I'm standing right into the doorway, so there are 2 sort of next to me, right? Just
Yeah.
standing there.
This one here is the one that Ori wounded. Like I'll say that actually,
Yeah.
all 3 of the big ones are slightly wounded.
Okay.
But they're quite. When ratlings outnumber their foes, they are insanely brave.
Okay, so that's what it is. They get their
Which ones have fairy
bravery
fire?
from numbers. The numbers.
Yeah. Pardon?
Which ones have fairy fire on them?
Basically, all of the small ones in the room. Yeah.
It's good to know where they are. All right, I'm gonna attack the one that's closest to me that's already injured because I think you guys we're just gonna have to keep picking them off one by one. That's it. So until they lose the bravery, until they realize that no one can save them but us.
Skewer them, Quinn. Skewer them.
All right, go for it, Quinn.
That's a good idea. I would like to, of course, take my hammer of the damned and say respect, and she swings it with rage.
All right, roll that with advantage.
That one. Let's see. Oh, gosh, a 10 to hit.
With the advantage?
Oh, thank you for
Because
reminding
you're using reckless attack, yeah?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, forget it. An 8.
That's a miss, I'm afraid. The swing goes wide and smashes into the wall, but the wounded ratling nimbly dodges at the last minute.
All right.
Ori, we are back up to you.
The fireflies drop, and I'm aiming my longbow down here. Which one of these rats are damaged already?
This one here, nobody's attacked it yet, but you get advantage on the next attack against him because I hit him with
Guiding bolt, yeah.
Guiding bolt.
All right, I'm gonna take that one.
All right.
Let's see. 15 to hit.
It's a hit.
All right, and this time I'm going to use my swarm to do an extra d6. Let's see. Okay. 19 damage.
what happens to this one?
He gets a bolt flying right towards his forehead. Boom.
Nice. He drops to the ground and the other ratling goes, eep. Anything else, Ori?
And then as my bonus action, I will, again, is there lightly obscured area over here?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
I take it.
Okay.
I hide again with my cloak and I just blend into the wall.
Alrighty. This ratling still sees Rufus and rushes forward to pursue him.
Ori, why?
Only getting, unfortunately, an 8 to hit.
Oh,
as
fine.
it screams at the top of its lungs, deciding that its dead friend must be avenged. It just screeches forward, slashes down, and hits nothing but air.
I just wanted cheese.
The other two continue to surround Quinn with their pack tactics, getting a 16 to hit
No.
and a 12 to hit.
No,
Man.
but it's so close.
And a 12 to hit. Okay, so they're both misses. So so that would bring us now to Rufus.
So Rufus, as he's kind of cowering in this little corner here, he's going to kind of throw up his arm and a glittering swirl of stars appears next to him, and I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon.
Nice.
And so the spiritual weapon appears just on the other side, basically behind this ratling, and it's going to take an attack on him. So the weapon honestly just looks like a galaxy just floating there, like a little tiny swirl of nebulous space entities. And it just kind of bonks him in the head.
Nice, go for it.
I get a 15 to hit.
It'll be a hit.
Yeah. That's going to be... Hold on. 1d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier. That's going to be 8 damage.
Alrighty. And anything else you'd like to do? Because that was just your bonus action.
Right. Then... Yeah. Let me just... okay. Then in that case, I'm also going to throw Sacred Flame on this guy.
Alrighty. I only get an 8 for my saving throw.
Boom. So he can take another 4 damage.
Alrighty. That leaves him bloodied, but still standing.
Oh, no.
The many ratlings, still unperturbed, they're going to fire another volley from their slings at you, Quinn. I get a 20 to hit.
Yes.
A 16.
No.
A 14.
No.
A 14.
No.
And an 18.
Yeah, those two hit. 20 and 18.
2 hits from the slings.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a total of 10 damage from the 2 shots, which is, again, halved by your rage. So that would be 5.
I was going to say, wait a
Gets through.
second.
Yeah. Alrighty. They set forth another volley of slings, all crying out, "Why won't you die?"
What is wrong with you?
They're just pelting you with rocks. And next up, we will go back to Quinn.
And those little pellets are really annoying. And I'm over all of this. Quinn literally just screams at the top of her lungs, like this loud, grisly roar that you guys have never heard comes out of her. And I would like to daunting roar this entire freaking room.
Ooh.
And it basically means that everybody in the room has to succeed on a wisdom saving throw, or they're frightened of me until their next turn.
Cool.
Means
Okay.
disadvantage, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, so this is your action. So,
Bonus action.
oh yeah, wow, it is a bonus action. Okay. Well, none of my rattlings succeed their saving throws.
Her eyes are flashing yellow, and it's just
So they're all frightened of you, so they can't move closer to you, and they have disadvantage on attack rolls against
That
you.
was a mighty
Disadvantage.
roar.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to do with your action?
It's a roar. With my action, guess what? The Hammer of the Damned is coming back for this one again. You see what I'm pointing to? Have you see it? Okay.
Yep.
Oh, yes. That would be a 23 to hit.
That is more than enough.
Okay. 3 plus, that's 8 plus. I get 2 for, wait, something. I get plus 2 from wait. Oh, plus 2 because I'm using a damage weapon. Supposed to go 10.
This ratling has survived since the initial hit that Ori scored on it. And it has been pushing its luck this whole time. And now its luck has run out because it is nothing more than a squished rat pancaked on the ground.
It's time for breakfast.
Alrighty. Okay. With that, Quinn, we're going to go over to Ori.
All right. I pop out of hiding, and I see this ratling in front of me hurting Rufus. I'm like, no, Rufus! You have to heal us afterwards! And
I know!
One of them is cocked, so I'm gonna re-roll. Okay. I'm also going to use my halfling ability to re-roll because I rolled a 1 on one of them just to see if I get.
All right.
No, 20. But I did get a 17 to hit.
That is more than enough.
All right, gonna use some extra damage. So fireflies come out his face. 22 damage.
The the light of the fireflies is the last thing the ratling ever sees. Nice.
all right. And then I use my bonus action to hide again.
Seeing now that many of its bigger compatriots have died, the last large remaining ratling eyes up the situation and also frightened of Quinn is going to use its cunning action to disengage as a bonus action, and it races through the back door, and you hear the crash of a breaking window as it jumps through a window on the other side of the building. Rufus, it is your turn.
All right. Time to clean up these rats. So I'm going to, first of all, as a bonus action, move my spiritual weapon up to the one that's next to Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to take an attack with that.
Very high.
Getting a 21.
It's a hit.
I'm doing 9 damage.
The spiritual weapon cuts the ratling down.
Ha, seeing stars now, aren't you? And then I step into the doorway, and I'm going to cast Sacred Flame on another one of the ratlings.
Nice. It only gets a 10 on its saving throw.
It takes 7 damage.
And is annihilated in the holy flames. The remaining ratlings, now that they have even numbers on their hands, screech, drop their slings, and they're frightened of Quinn as well. And the group of them race out the back door, crashing through the windows to run away as quickly as they possibly can, leaving behind the bloodied sacks of their meals to lick their wounds and survive. That was a close one.
Seriously.
They may have gotten away, but at least they're fabulous because they're all sparkling with glittery starlight.
At least if, they come around again, we'll be able to see them.
Hey, wait. Oh, and I run into the room and I grab one of the sacks of meat and I hold it up and I yell, "You forgot your food!"
Oh, dump it out. Dump it out.
They worked so hard for that. They were just trying to scavenge in the ruins and poor little critters.
Maybe we'll deliver it to them after
that
we're
they
done.
weren't stealing what we wanted,
You know what? Let's leave the meat here once we get what we need, and they'll probably come back to gather it. I don't want to disrupt the sort of ecosystem that's happening here. You know, it's very important that we maintain the balance of what's become of Drakkenheim. And it seems these rats were just trying to feast on these fine people who are full of errands.
Rufus?
Yes.
Hello? They eat people and they shot us. Look at my shirt.
They were defending themselves. Now, I'm trying to think of this openly. We came into their place of feeding and they got scared and shot us. And yes, I'm bleeding profusely and might need to go to a town and sleep it off. And I'm feeling a little woozy, but such is life.
Yeah, we should not engage with anything else until we've had a chance to heal up a bit. If this is what Drakkenheim is like, we're going to have to slow our pace a little bit. But first, let's dig through all this stuff and see if we can get any clues of anything.
Yeah, let's see who these guys were.
Alrighty. Quick question. Would y'all like to take 15 now and then search around?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, let's do it. Alrighty. I think that's a perfect place as the ratlings flee away and our heroes begin to investigate what is left behind. We shall take our break there and we'll come back in 15 minutes. See y'all shortly. And we are back from our short rest. We have all recuperated, drank our healing potions, and made sure that we are ready for more adventure, at least in the real world, because in game you guys are hurting pretty bad.
Oh no! I was going to say, wait, we drank our healing first. We're all good now.
Well, as always, just a couple plugs before we keep things on rolling. We've got a very, very special guest this evening, Alicia M. Where can they find all your awesome work on the interwebs?
You can find me on any social media platform at Alicia Marie Body, because I do cosplay stuff, fitness stuff, and I guess regurgitated meme stuff, things I find interesting. So you might regret it, but you know.
Awesome. Jill, you got some cool plugs for us as well?
Of course, don't forget to look at the links below for our Teespring store, where you can find all of your favorite Dungeon Dudes merch and t-shirts, including Yes, and of course from Shadows of Drakkenheim, the Dusk Wardens as well. But take a look, bit.ly/Dungeon Dudes merch.
Also,
Kelly?
if you're enjoying the stream and you want to help support our work, please check us out on Patreon. You can find out how by following the links below or at patreon.com/dungeon_dudes. And if you do join our Patreon, we also have a phenomenal Discord community, which is exclusive for our patrons, where you can come and hang out with all of us and talk about all things Drakkenheim, all things D&D. You can join in on monthly writers' rooms to work on scripts for upcoming episodes, and you can submit questions for our monthly Q&As as well. So all of that is happening on our private Discord for our patrons.
Yeah, we got that Q&A coming up on Friday, so you patrons will have the question submissions opening up shortly as well. In other big news, our Untold Tales of Drakkenheim, you may have heard, are actually an opportunity for Kelly and I to playtest some of the new material that we are working on for the Dungeons of Drakkenheim campaign guide, which is coming to Kickstarter later this year. We have partnered with Ghostfire Games to bring Drakkenheim to life based on the first season of our live stream campaign, with some expanded material that Kelly and I have been very, very hard at work on. We have been writing basically this stuff every day, getting it all compiled and put together, and it's really taking some lovely shape. So if you are interested in these adventures and the crazy dark horror gothic fantasy renaissance world of Drakkenheim and would like to play that for your very own, that will be coming to Kickstarter probably sometime in the summer. Now, what we're looking at, we got to get we're almost on the manuscript, but we're getting there. So a few more things to try out, but and a big thank you to Jill, Alicia, and Kelly, and all of our guests and all of our amazing folks that have participated and tested all this stuff, as well as for the record, the maps that you're seeing this evening come to us from Ross McConnell of 2 Minute Tabletop. Some other maps that we may or may not see tonight are either by me, made in Dungeon Draft. We're playing on Roll20, and we have some awesome artwork as well that Kelly and Jill respectively created for their own characters. Where does your artwork for Quinn come from, Alicia?
Actually, I don't know if you've seen those Pictel software things that have been floating around social media. I have so much fun playing on those because they're actually made for people who do RPGs. So you can sort of create your character in the maker. So if you see them, I guess support them. I don't know how to support them otherwise, but yeah, they're really cool. So that's how I made Quinn.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
With that, let us dive back into the ruins. As the ratlings flee into the city streets, the estate goes moderately quiet. There, aside from the creaking of the floorboards, and now that you are in the house proper, you can actually hear from one of the distant rooms, there's kind of this soft grunting or gurgling noise. It's very soft. It's just kind of like a sort of noise once in a while, maybe like a creaking floorboard or something. The room in front of you is a mess of gore. Not only are there several very dead ratlings, but there are many dead hooded lanterns and members of this Queensmen gang called the Pins and Clubs. Many of whom have now been their corpses slightly ripped apart by ravenous ratlings. As you look around the room of the manor house, aside the room that you are in is scarred by the signs of recent battle. So it's a little bit difficult to determine what might have happened here because so much chaos has happened. But there are several rooms leading off of this central room into what look like a large study and piano room to your immediate right, and what looks like to be a dining room and perhaps a kitchen to your left. You can where would you like to look around, and what sort of things are you looking for as you do so?
Well, I'm curious about that sound. We heard the noise.
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Oh, good. Oh wait, I'm actually not bad. I get a 15.
It's coming from the room on the other side of the dining room.
Anybody else hear that?
Yeah. Do I hear it? Do I have to roll to hear it? Do I hear it?
Now that he's mentioned it, yes, you can.
Before we go see it, though, we may want to heal
search
ourselves.
The room.
Yes.
I'm gonna take a healing potion.
Oh, thank you.
Are we doing healing potions 10, Monty?
Yep, as always, in my campaigns, potions of healing always restore their maximum amount of 10 points.
I'm going to take 2. And actually, am I able to take 10 minutes? How's everybody feeling? Because
I can use some more healing.
Okay.
Oh, true.
Can I spend 10 minutes and I pull out this little device from my pocket called a Nocturnal. It allows me to tell the time based on the stars, and I'm fiddling with it and aligning it, and it's gonna kind of be my spellcasting focus as I use the stars to align to give us the blessing from the cosmos. And while we're just kind of examining the room, I'm in the middle of the room making sure the cosmic patterns are aligned to give us all 2d8 plus 5 healing.
All right, roll it.
Do I just roll and everybody gets the same?
Yeah.
Okay. 16 hit points.
Nice. Good job. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Actually, can I not take my healing potion?
Yes, that's fine. As Rufus casts the prayer of healing, you can look through some of the bodies if you wish.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
One of the first things that Ori, that you notice immediately is that there are 6 hooded lanterns dead in this room. This is conspicuous because hooded lanterns tend to operate in squads of 6 or 10. So this would account for an entire squad. It's also conspicuous because hooded lanterns usually, if there had been a single hooded lantern survivor, that survivor probably would have taken their tags.
And they're there, and they didn't.
Yeah.
Well,
all the tags are on their bodies.
From what I can see, I think all the hooded lanterns at least are dead.
All of them? Like, this is it?
From this squad, at least. So the ones that came here didn't leave.
Another very curious thing, but they were firing pieces of rock at us that... Can I find actually any of the pieces from...
Yeah, there's several shards of delirium that remain from the ratlings. The small delirium shards, which you'll want to make sure that you handle with gloves.
Do I know
I
it?
pull out the arrow out of my bag and say, "Here you go. You can observe this one."
Everybody knows what delirium is.
This is a part of Tarna's comet. This is part of the sign that brought me here. It's being used for evil, of course, by some, but I was hoping for a much more welcoming introduction to Drakkenheim.
So wait, you guys mentioned that like band of rabble-rousers, what are they called? The pins and
clubs? The pins and clubs, yeah.
Were they were fighting each other over something? Or what?
The hooded lanterns and these pins and clubs, there are bandits, scavengers, outlaws, and all sorts of scoundrels that are picking over the ruins of Drakkenheim. Yeah. And the hooded lanterns believe that they are still the law and order. So fights between the hooded lanterns and the various groups of outlaws and scavengers are very common in Drakkenheim. Okay. So it looks like that kind of fight might have broken out here. And as you look around more, you can see that the pins and clubs, what remains of their corpses, there's other satchels that are in this room that are not the satchels that the ratlings were filling with body parts, but instead are satchels that are filled with valuables from the manor house itself. So things like plates, candlesticks. Someone tried to put in one of the paintings, several chests of whatever they could find throughout. As you look through all these things, you notice several of the bandits have some rather bizarre physical traits to them. One of the bodies actually has a small curly tail. Another one, their feet isn't wearing boots and has cloven feet, more like trotters than feet. And another, their nose has turned up into this big snout, and their ears are big and floppy.
I think these guys have maybe eaten too much bacon in their time.
And you no sooner say those words than on one of their packs, you unearth there are rations, and inside is a neatly packed, wrapped in paper satchel of smoked bacon, speck, which is a smoked ham, and several links of thick sausages.
Oh, num num.
Can we take this?
Well, these fellows here on the ground are looking rather porcine, wouldn't you say?
Yes, I would.
So, I'm a little concerned about that.
Oh, you mean the food itself? and the way they look might be connected.
Maybe it's because they didn't cook it properly, so we could always get a nice fire going and cook some sausages up and see what happens. But we might want to just look for this statue that we're after and perhaps see if anybody... Is there anywhere around here that we could maybe ask or inquire as to bacon and sausages?
Well, I wouldn't want to start a fire and start cooking because maybe those things might smell it and more might come. You know what I'm saying? You know, right now, I don't know.
But it
maybe
looks delicious.
Keep it for later. Yeah, we'll keep it for later, like when we settle down for the night, maybe. But I don't think we should rustle up a barbecue right now.
I put away the fire kit that I was getting out. All right.
All right.
Is the noise still happening in the other room?
Yeah.
What was it? It's a grumbling noise, right?
Yeah, it's actually turned more into like a slight whine.
What? Oh gosh, the last time we heard a noise and went to inspect it, we were attacked by 15 shredders. I'm afraid of walking into a room with another noise that we don't know what it is. Is there any way? Does anybody?
I can go.
I mean, what are the odds that we're going to come across a bunch of rattlings again?
Probably only about, I check my nocturnal and look up at the sky. Oh yes, Mercury.
God.
Right, have to account for Mercury. Well, that puts it at a 45%, so... Still in our favor, though, so I say we go for it.
All right, you're right. Let's do this.
Heading through the dining room, you head into the large kitchen, which has been very clearly ravaged by the rattlings for any provisions. But left behind in this room, in addition to several sacks that the rattlings have been filling up with food. But one of the sacks has that strange grunting noise coming from it, and there's something moving inside the sack, but the sack has been tied shut.
Man, I volunteer you open it.
Who, me? Me? Okay.
Yes, the stars. Yes, you.
Rufus, you better not bring up the stars one more time to put me in the middle of things. Never mind. So she walks up with the butt of her hammer, and again she pokes the bag. Hey.
As you poke the bag, there is a squeal followed by an oink.
What is that? This isn't familiar.
Might be more food for us to take.
But it's still moving.
It's still moving. Yep.
I mean, these sausages were moving at some point.
Oh, you know what?
What's the bag tied with?
Oh.
Rope.
I cast Mage Hand. Untie the rope.
As the rope loosens, out from the bag comes scurrying a pig.
What is that?
I chase it around. It's a pig. Look at it. Look at this little pig. We're running in circles in the kitchen. Come back.
How heavy is the pig?
Scared.
The pig is about a 50-pound pig.
Oh.
It's a pretty big pig. Yeah.
You're a biggin.
And it has a strange stripe of hair, and as you wrestle it to the ground, it has piercings on its ears and its nose.
I think this pig was a member of the gang, and I mean, like, do they recruit swine?
But what is it doing in a bag tied up with rope?
Give me a second. I'm naming you pork chops.
Okay.
Yes.
You do that. What? Wait a minute.
No, it's fine. It seems that the clubbed needles clubs are recruiting pigs. Maybe they've run out of human recruits. Perhaps.
Or they're being turned into pigs.
You're turning them into pigs? Can we figure out if there's a magic spell on this pig and it's really something else? I don't. I can't tell any of that stuff.
I mean, I can. I'm a divine magic user.
Are any of you trained in Arcana?
I am.
Am I trained in Arcana?
I'm lightly trained. I had to study a bit of it in order to learn my stargazing powers and other such things.
So amazing, Rufus.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, make an Arcana check.
I get an 8.
You do know that there is a spell that transforms people into animals, but it usually wears off after a few hours.
So we take it with us then. I guess we're taking the pig with us.
Are
I'm
any of the
putting the
hooded
pig-
lanterns changed into pigs?
There is only one pig here.
Pig-like features.
No.
I take the pig and I tie a little rope around him, and I now have this pig on a leash.
Okay.
Come along, pork chops.
Can
let's
we
go.
Hop on the back of the pig and ride the pig.
The pig
you can
is...
get on its back. Wait, first let's try to talk to it. Maybe it can like respond to us. Let's
I
ask
can
it
speak
questions.
with animals.
Oh my!
Ori,
What are we? We're not going to survive in this freaking Drakkenheim. We're not going to survive.
Ori, do you even know?
Oh, that's right.
I can't speak with animals.
We talked about
There's
this.
a,
We talked about this, Ori.
hi, Mr. Pig. How are you?
The pig has a moment of surprise, and it says, "Please help me!
Well, why would a pig need help?
I'm not a pig.
I mean, obviously you are a pig. I don't know if you've seen yourself in a mirror lately, but
Can't you see I'm a halfling?
No, I'm a halfling. You're a pig.
No, I'm a halfling. I'm not a pig."
Oh, I got some bad news for you. You're a pig. Oh. Well, I mean, how did you go from a halfling to a pig? Am I gonna turn into a pig because I'm a halfling too? I'm worried.
Wait. Are we? This is what me and Rufus saw. I'm a halfling. No, you're a pig. So what just happened?
He says he's a halfling, not a pig, even though clearly he's a pig.
Ask the pigling what it was doing before it became a pig.
Good question.
What were you doing before you magically became a pig, Sir Halfling?
I was the pig is very confused and says, "I think my name was Wilbur Honeydew, and I was running with the pins and clubs. Yeah, I was running with the pins and clubs."
All right, but like, what were you doing before you became a pig?
Stealing stuff.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I could see that.
Did this creature steal from a witch, or perhaps? No, that's all I got.
Did you steal anything magic? Did you eat anything magic? Did you touch anything magic?
What did you do so we don't do it?
Leon. It was Leon, yeah. Leon, a couple nights back, bought us really nice bacon. We were celebrating because we made a big score. And then we all started to get sick.
Rufus is smelling the bacon that you guys found.
Rufus, put down the bacon! And I slap it out of his hand.
The bacon!
Don't touch the bacon!
But
Why?
Leon said that he had a connection that could help us. But then
Leon?
I started to get really sick. We all came here because we were supposed to steal something so we could pay for someone to help us. We were getting really sick. I don't know.
Steal.
I don't know what else. Leon said he was going to handle everything.
Is Leon here?
Is Leon part of your
I
group?
can't hear this.
Is he one of the guys?
Is Leon dead outside?
The pig looks around over the bodies and says, I don't see Leon.
So Leon escaped.
Yeah, none of these are Leon.
I point outside and I say, is that Leon? Just to make sure he wasn't in the fountain.
No, that's Joey.
Okay.
Poor Joey.
Where does Leon hang out?
Well, I mean, there were some ratlings that were eating some of your friends. So there is they could have Leon could actually have been eaten by one of your by one of the rats we bumped into on the way in here.
I don't know where I think Leon said that he had a connection with that Blackjack Mel was going to set him up with the cure.
Oh, yeah.
We were supposed to come here.
I know Blackjack Mel. I heard of him.
You do?
And we were supposed to steal this thing that looks like a lion with a vial of blood in its jaw.
What?
What?
Yeah, we were supposed to steal that and sell it, and then we were going to get the cure.
That's what we're looking for. That's why we're here in Drakkenheim. That's why we're dealing with all this, and you and your friends and rats, because we're looking for the lion statue with the vial of blood.
Did you find it?
Yeah, we did. We blew open the vault downstairs. Then the hooded lanterns came. Then we fought them. But by then I was already a pig.
Huh. And which one of your friends had the statue when you were bringing it up?
Might have been Leon.
Wait, so Leon was here? But you don't see him. Dead.
Yeah. No, he's not here.
So, Leon got away, or was taken by ratlings, and Blackjack Mel was the one arranging this, and Ori, you say you know this Blackjack Mel?
He's very well known among my contacts and, deep dark places around Drakkenheim.
He usually hangs out either down by Buckle Down Row or in Emberwood Village.
Emberwood Village.
I mean, if we go to Emberwood Village, we perhaps could take the night at the bars, see if Blackjack Mel... Well, not only am I going to order 1 to 6 malt ales while I'm there, but it might also be nice to see if Blackjack Mel shows up. Perhaps we can ask him about this contact. Perhaps we can try to figure something out. It's a lead.
It is a lead. This is the first we've heard.
I'm no detective or investigator or anybody who's very intelligent with this sort of thing, but the pig is speaking to my friend here, and I'm doing the best I can with that information.
Searching around the rest of the manor confirms the pig's story. The basement does indeed have a vault, and that vault's been blown open and mostly emptied. You search around, and there's no sign of the relic anywhere in the estate.
It's gone. With Leon. Leon took it. All right, you know what? This pig is coming with us. Keep the leash on it.
All right.
You're our only connection to any of this.
I've decided I'm going to be polite, and I will call you Wilbur from now on, but
Wilbur.
I'm going to keep you on a leash. I know that isn't ideal, but you are now our pet pig, Wilbur. I'm sorry.
All we have against this dude.
Yeah. Sorry about your lot in life. You've become a pig. I will try to take care of you.
Hopefully he won't eat you.
Do pigs eat dwarves?
Other way around.
Oh, I will eat this one. No, I only eat the bacon and oh.
Sorry, it's just, my friends are really hungry. Maybe we should head out toward Amberwood Village. Maybe there's a tavern where there's some food we can get. Something.
And if we find this relic, then I can finally get back to, searching for my bounty, getting them money.
And I can continue on my path to Lucretia Matthias and finish my pilgrimage. So
and I'll finally know who I am.
You're
all right.
Quinn.
Yes. Rufus!
I'm just kidding. I know you're here for... Yes, I get it.
Okay.
Gosh. Okay.
So
We
where
head
to
out.
next?
I guess. What do you guys think?
Does the pig know where Amberwood is or the direction of it?
Where are we on the map?
Yes, on the current map of the city, you are. Just pull you over here. Boop.
Ooh.
There we go. So you are up in this side of the city. So,
Oh my gosh, this is huge.
yeah, it's a big place.
Yes.
And so traveling back down the King's Road and south would take you to Emberwood Village. So it'd be easy enough if you want to leave town. You're already on the outskirts of the city. So if you don't want to cross Drakkenheim, it'll just take you much longer to get back to Emberwood Village, which is to the south, because the nearest bridge is a couple hours out of town. It's not a huge deal to do that, but if you're wounded and you need to limp back, it's easy enough.
And where's Emberwood Village again on the map?
The Emberwood Village is not on this map because it's about 10 miles to the south.
Okay. Ooh.
Do we have to walk
Okay,
through
okay,
Buckle
okay.
Down Row?
No, you don't. You could skirt around the city entirely if you wanted to, or you could head directly to Buckle Down Row. If you go to Buckle Down Row, it's still in the city. And remember that the haze suffuses the city and makes taking a long rest impossible. But Emberwood Village lies outside the haze, so if you did want to rest there when you go back there, you conceivably could.
I like what you're saying though, Ori, about like if Buckle Down Row is on the way, but I will also throw out there that perhaps taking some time to do some investigating and perhaps seeing what leads we can find. Now, Buckle Down Row is a lead, but it is also in a much more dangerous area. So I leave it up to you two. I am here to protect regardless of which direction we take.
Thank you, Rufus. So when you say dangerous, from what you guys know about Drakkenheim, you think we'll bump into more beings that are unfriendly, or beings that we can ask if they've heard of this Leon person, or maybe people who can bribe? We'll take some of the stuff that we found here in the manor, and we'll use it for bribes in case people need a little bit of, insinuation.
I think there are shady people either way in Buckle Down Row or in Emberwood Village, so I'd say let's start safer, and then we can always move into Buckle Down Row if someone tells us that Blackjack Mill is there instead of Emberwood Village.
Ooh, good idea.
That makes sense. Start safe and work our way up to danger.
Exactly.
We're ready. We've never been
All
this
right.
ready before. Get the pig. Let's go.
Come on, Wilbur.
I'm riding the pig.
Okay. It's a journey of several hours, but you make it back to Emberwood Village by the early evening. Emberwood Village is a bit of a town that is teetering on the brink of becoming a ghost town, where it not also becoming a boom town in the wake of all the adventurers, scavengers, pilgrims, and warriors making their way to explore Drakkenheim itself. The small town lies outside the haze, but it is no less gloomy than the rest of Drakkenheim. Built around a small market square where a trade caravan usually is parked in, and several taverns, inns, and hotels that are all around the small village square. The sight of a pig piques interest with several folk as you walk into Emberwood Village. For all the farms for miles around Drakkenheim have been abandoned. So every bit of food has to be imported into the city. So a whole pig is pretty valuable.
All right. That's good to know. Being a pig.
But the pigs raise a couple of eyebrows, and as you head into Emberwood Village, two portly young boys walk up to you. They have slight flabby chins and this slight blank expression on their faces, but and it's not until you get close to them that they're like, are you guys 12 or 20? Because they have the body composure of a 12-year-old, but they're 6 feet tall. And the two of them are dressed in grimy overalls, and kind of like these linen shirts. And the one of them comes up to you and says, "Oh, how much for the pig?"
This is my pet Wilbur. How much are you offering?
Oh, we need him.
Wow, that was fair. Wait a minute.
Also, I'm
not for
realizing
sale.
only right now that both Ori and myself are very short, and that a 6-foot-tall child is strikingly interesting.
I'm 5'8" though.
Yes,
I got you.
Yes, I feel safer with you around. You're only 16, but you're you're a foot taller than me.
This is true. So Quinn would like to step up and say, he's not for sale. Okay, so the three of us, no business with you two, unless you've heard of a man named Leon or a man named Blackjack Mao. Otherwise, Dumb and Dumber, please step to the left and let us keep going. Thank you.
Nice, Quinn, nice.
Thank you.
Okay. And the two boys shuffle off.
Oh, that went well. I was concerned. They looked like they could hurt us. But they just
They might still. So we're going to keep like our eyes in the back of our head because they looked a little, actually they didn't look hungry at all. They just looked nosy.
I don't have that spell. How do you put the eyes on the back of your head? Is that something from your... brilliant. I'm going to work on that.
You know
All
what I
right.
mean, Rufus?
Probably a wild magic thing.
Ah, yes.
There are 3 major establishments in Emberwood Village. The Red Lion Hotel, converted from the old Reeves Manor House into a rather upscale hotel. The Bark and Buzzard, a friendly and welcoming public house where the owners don't have any rooms, but they're usually able to arrange for you to stay in a local's home. And the last establishment is a place known as the Skull and Sword. The Skull and Sword has a loft with some straw mattresses that maybe you can sleep on if you pass out, but it's more of a place where people go to drink than anything else. And that's where usually Blackjack Mel is known to be.
Worry? You look a little like you know something.
Skull and Sword, it's where the less reputable people of Drakkenheim tend to drink in Emberwood Village.
Oh, well, I'm sure we'll fit in just fine, won't we?
Seriously.
Reputable?
I was being sarcastic. We are very, like, I'm wearing like this, my cloak looks like it's like got galaxy and star patterns all over it. Like, I'm very sparkly.
Yeah.
So Rufus,
I mean-
you gotta get your mean face on when you go in, or else you're really gonna stand out.
My mean
But-
face.
A mean face? All right.
Practice.
Look tough. Look rough. Look
Darn.
scared.
Yeah, you go like this when you see people. Yeah.
Mhm.
Good,
That-
good. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
You ready?
Then we
Yes.
just walk in.
Yeah.
We just walk in. All right.
Yep. The Skull and Sword is a rowdy establishment.
Rowdy.
And as you walk up to it, the saloon doors, there is already one of the bouncers is already throwing someone out into the street.
Oh goodness! Whoa.
Right. Tough face, right? Okay.
Our face. Okay, we got it.
Yeah.
I kick the door and I step in and I go, sorry about that. I'm tough.
The half-orc woman who is the proprietor of the bar and its lead bouncer cracks her knuckles. She says, These two cause trouble. You don't cause trouble. Beer is 1 silver piece.
Trouble's my middle name, but I'll try not to cause any here, although everywhere I go I seem to be troublesome. How am I doing?
Spot on.
Thank you. I am here to not cause trouble, but to drink and be mean. In my own polite way.
Frida Longhorn, the half-orc proprietor says, well, you've come to the right place. If you get in a fight, just remember, no one has any healing magic here, so...
Yes, nobody. And I go to crack my knuckles, but nothing happens.
What's the barkeeper's name again?
Frida Longhorn.
Frida,
I say,
okay.
Frida, beers for my friends, and you can take the change. And I put a gold piece over, and I say, have you seen Blackjack Mel lately?
Yeah. BJ's in the back.
Oh, yeah? Has he got company?
He's just talking with Cuff.
Okay.
You can go and bug him.
Seen Leon around?
Don't know who that is, sorry.
All right. But Blackjack Mel back there. Okay. Hey, guys.
And I individually telepathically say,
Blackjack Mel's in the back. Let's go get him.
All right.
Tough face on.
Tough face.
All right. You head into the back, and at a table made from a barrel is the man people call Blackjack Mel. Blackjack Mel is a scrawny grease mark of a man with slick back black hair, and he tries to make himself look fancy, but he's not. And as he comes back, he immediately recognizes you, Ori. He says, Ori, how's the hunt going? Come on, sit on down. Talk to your old friend Blackjack Mel. What can I do you for?
I mean, the hunt is happening. It's in progress, but I heard that you might know something about something the whole group, and I point to the rest of us, might be hunting for. And I look at him.
Where'd you get the pig?
I put the pig on the table, and I'm like, I'd like to talk to you about this.
Huh. That's something else. That's the second big pig that we've had here all week. Wow.
Second big pig.
Yeah. Well, there was a while ago. There's a bunch of guys. They got these mohawks, and then they all got the piercings on the. They call themselves like the bit and the club, or the something or other.
Pins and clubs.
Yeah. The pins and clubs. I listen. I know everybody around these pots. Everybody. Nobody I don't know. In Draken, everything coming, going, people talking, meeting. I know him. I'm good for it, right?
It's true. He does know everybody.
So
Seem
look,
well educated, sir.
I have a very good pedigree. I went to the School of Hard Knocks.
Where's that school? Is it anywhere near the Amethyst Academy? Never mind. I'll just have my beer here. Thanks.
He clearly wasn't anticipating that much wit coming back at him.
Now, Mel, we are looking for someone and something. Have you seen Leon lately?
Yeah, I've seen him. It was actually a bit of a problem. I gotta say, you came budging in here. It wasn't really supposed to be. It's delicate business. So I gotta ask, who wants to know?
I mean, me. That's what I'm asking. I want to know.
I know you want to know, but who wants to know?
Oh, my name is
says,
Rufus Bilius Apollo, and I would like to know. Sir
Rufus,
Mel.
He means coin. He's coin.
Oh, I thought we were doing introductions. I've missed it.
Well, how much do you guys have on you?
Is he asking for reminder? Oh, I think he wants the pig.
No. How much? Give him the bag of stuff. Give him the bag of stuff.
Here's
yes. I knew exactly what you were referring to when you said this. I knew what that meant. And she picks up a big sack of the crap that they got in the manor, and she dumps it on the table, and it's like crinkling crashes with forks and knives.
I guess
around Drakkenheim.
I guess I can rub this together and make something happen. All right, so to tell you this, so Leon and his boys got sick off something in the city. I told them that I had a connection that might be able to help them out, but it didn't come cheap. You know what I'm saying? They got kicked out of the chapel for trying to mouth off to the Flamekeeper, so she's not going to help them.
Oh, no.
So I said to them, well, I might know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy, right? But it doesn't come cheap. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the stuff that you go into the city, you get sick, you get contaminated, you get filled with stuff, and it takes doctors they got to make a living too, right? So that's the way that it works. So I figured though the last time they was in here, they was always spending all the money on all this fancy booze, and they had all this good bacon, and I mean, meat do not come cheap around here. Have you seen how much it costs to get a good burger around here? It's expensive, I'll tell you that. But they were throwing their money around, they were eating all that nice top shelf stuff. Anyways, I saw them bring in the fattest hog you'd ever seen. Like, it was like twice the size of that thing.
Whoa.
That's okay, Wilbur. You're
So anyways, they come in here like a bunch of swine, just squealing it on and on and on and on. And he came in here just last night, and he was on his own. He was all covered in blood, squealing like a top of his lungs. And I asked him, where's the MacGuffin? Because I said, you're the one that is supposed to go. You go here, you get this thing. The buyer wanted this thing that looked like a lion with it was eating blood or something like that. So I said, you get that, I can get you set up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where did you put it? Because you were supposed to meet the guy and they were going to pay you. And he's like, he doesn't have time anymore, is what he says to me. He's like, he doesn't have time. I said, it's in 3 days. He's supposed to meet you in 3 days. You can't short circuit things with clients like this. It's a very delicate business. And he's like, I don't have any time anymore. He said he buried it.
Oh.
And then he stormed off.
Did he tell you where?
No, he didn't.
Ooh. Do you know what? So you don't even know what direction he went in? Any of that?
I mean, he stormed back off into the city. Said he knew where he was going to get some help, and the deal was off.
Very important. You mentioned the finest burgers are hard to come by, but where can we get them?
Okay, so there's these weird-looking kids, and they's always selling really good bacon.
Bacon burgers.
Apparently that's who they bought it from. That's all I'm saying.
Looking kids.
That's where they got the bacon from.
Yeah, these funny looking kids. I think the one is called Bruno, the other's called Hugo. I don't know.
We bumped into them on the way in here. The two look like Tweedledee and Tweedle, you know what I'm saying? Those are the two.
Yeah, they look like idiots.
We'll find them for the burger. I'm sure we have something for them. All right.
And
this is good information.
He didn't mention at all where he was going or who he was getting help from.
No, he didn't. He said he had to figure it all out on his own. He told me to go stuff it. It's like, all right, well, you know what? You're the one that's going to die off in the ruins if you're going to go think you're going to get rid of it yourself, because that stuff only gets worse.
Yeah, you're right, Mel. Well, thanks for your time. And I flip him a gold coin as well, and I say, when I get my bounty, I'm going to come to you for the reward, right?
Yeah, you come to me with your bounty for the reward.
Blackjack Mel, you seem to be having a slight tick there. Are you okay? Do you need healing?
Totally fine. Totally fine. Comes from my mother's uncle's side of the family. A little bit of inbreeding back there. Nothing to worry about.
I start rifling through my bag. I'm like, I have potions for you. I can... some incense, maybe?
No, it's all good. It's all good. Don't worry about it.
Okay, so, just making sure.
Rufus looks out for everyone. That's just how he is,
I mean, what good are you if you don't take care of those around you? Everybody has the best intentions for themselves and what they believe is right, and you just need to try to help out when you can.
The way I look at it is you can't help anybody if you're dead, so you better look out for who counts the most.
Right, my mother.
True. I'd like to also give him a gold coin. Here you go.
He looks like, thanks. Pockets it really quickly.
Okay, team, what do we know?
We know that
Right.
the two idiots outside make bacon
idiots.
that turns people into pigs, potentially.
Bacon.
It turns
Got
me,
it.
but I wanted a
Ooh.
burger.
Burger. That's what the
It's a
two
bacon
idiots.
burger. It's a bacon cheeseburger.
Yes, and I want
Yes.
one. But now you're telling me that might be linked to the pigs, and that's concerning.
Oh. But maybe there's a piece of the puzzle there that we're missing.
Well,
Wi-
we
c-
just
Wil-
lost our only lead, so we need to find out where Leon's going.
Leon went back to the city.
I have an idea.
What?
I turn to Wilbur the pig, who's still on a leash, and I say, Wilbur, oink twice if you had burgers or bacon recently.
That's a
He
whole-
oinks twice.
Now, did he oink twice because he's a pig, or was that an actual response? It's really hard to... I didn't think this through. I'm sorry.
It seems like without the speak with animal spell, he is effectively a pig.
It's useless.
But we can't ignore the signs. He did oink twice, and I asked him to. And the stars have foretold there is a new constellation that should be
There is?
coming into the alignment in the next few days, and it is the pig constellation.
There's a
There's a
constellation
constellation
of
for everything. It's quite incredible.
What did he smoke before this trip, Ori? I want to
No,
know right now.
I only smoked the finest pipeweed from my hometown, but that's neither here nor there.
All good. All right. I want to revisit this whole idea of the burger being part of this puzzle.
Yeah.
It's a really standout sort of thing. I don't know. I mean, we have to leave no rock unturned.
Should we go talk to the twins?
Perhaps. So we
Bowie?
need to find Leon.
Oh,
Because Leon knows where he buried it. And Leon went marching back into the ruins looking for help.
Maybe the two bacon boys know where Leon went.
What does the pig think? Maybe he's our oracle.
The pig oinks 3 times.
3 times.
I have no
I
idea what
pull
that
out
means.
my star charts and I start flipping through them. 3 oinks from the pig. Of the swine constellation. I have no idea.
Well, okay, you know what? Let's head out in the direction of the city. Because chances are we'll bump into the bacon boys. The way things have been going with us. The exterminators.
All
I'll
right.
I'll make them an offer they can't refuse. Are we like heading out of the bar?
Yeah.
Yes!
Okay.
As you head out of the bar, the boys are right across the street from you. They were and like as you come out, they're like, "Can we buy your pig?"
Dan, wait, they probably forgot they met us before. Just play it off.
Yes.
Can we buy your pig?
Well, depends. If
We-
you can give us some information about someone who may have bought a burger from you.
Yes, I'd like to
We
know
don't
that as
sell.
well.
We only sell bacon burgers.
Have you ever heard of anyone named Leon?
No, we don't ask people their names.
Oh.
My name's Hugo.
I
what's
didn't
his
ask you. You
Can we buy your pig?
No.
Why don't...
We'll give you bacon.
Where do you plan to
Magical
take
pig?
this pig?
We're gonna take it back to Dad. He's gonna make it into a bacon.
Ah.
Who's your
that
dad?
is- Yes.
You know your dad's name?
Yeah, Papa.
That's a mighty fine name. Very dadly.
Can we buy your pig?
Tell you what. Ori Quinn, why don't we tell them We'll help them take the pig. Is this no? I don't know. Is this a lead? I have no idea.
I go telepathically. I say
we go with them to their dad, tell them we'll sell them the pig and not sell them the pig.
Right, because Wilbur is now our friend.
Yes.
Yes. Wilbur holds the key to something. We just don't know yet what it is.
Perhaps.
And by the way, I can only do it one way, so you guys are saying this out loud to me.
It's a three-way call. What's up, girl? Just kidding.
We got bacon. We got bacon. We can give you bacon. We got pork chops. We got sausages. We got speck. We got all kinds of good stuff. You want some of it for your pig?
Wilbur, did you buy meat off of these?
It's all been preserved. It keeps real good in the ruins.
Let's go see this bacon and pork chops before we agree to sell you our pig.
Okay.
Show
sure.
us where your dad is.
Well, we got all the bacon right here, and they point over to a wagon that they have.
It's a lot of bacon.
It's yeah.
Oh, look
And
at a thick cut.
In the wagon,
No.
the wagon has a cage in it that has two other pigs in the cage. And then they have several baskets. All the meat that they're selling is smoked or salted or cured or in some other way. So it's all preserved meats that they're selling. And they say, we'll trade you for the pig.
Do any of the pigs have piercings or marks on them?
No, these other two pigs do not.
Question from my two friends here. Before we venture back into the ruins, I know that we've done a lovely job healing ourselves up, but it might be beneficial to rest up and make sure we're all top-notch before we go venturing back in. Perhaps if we ask these boys how long they're going to be around for, we could just take a little rest before we go into the heart of danger again.
Yeah.
I'm willing to take your advice because you've seen it written in the stars, Rufus.
Yes, it's on my star chart right here where it says, take a rest when you can, because you won't be able to in the city. I'm just kidding. The star charts don't say that. It's just good advice.
Well,
so you two bacon boys, how long are you selling your wares here?
Oh, we come into town every day.
every day.
Oh yeah, we come in every day. If you want, we could buy your pig and we could come back tomorrow with the bacon made. Well, it might be a couple more days because we got to smoke them, and Dad's got to do all the work. But we could trade you for its weight.
You know what? I think I would love to meet this amazing man behind the bacon. Can you introduce it to your father?
Oh yeah, sure.
Do you know who your dad is?
Papa.
No. Okay.
He lives in town.
Okay. Can you introduce him to us? We just want to see the process in person. We've always been fascinated by smoking bacon somehow.
Yeah, it's back in town. It's just over off Shepherd's Way, back in town.
Oh, town like Drakkenheim? You live?
Yeah.
In Drakkenheim.
Oh yeah.
You
live there all our life. Yeah. Nice town. Yeah.
Like on the outskirts.
Oh, outside the wall, yeah.
But like outside the haze?
What's the haze? Oh, you mean the mist? Oh yes. No, that's fine. It's fine. We're fine.
They're not fine, I don't think. I don't think they're fine.
I don't think. What do you guys think we should do? Should we go see the dad, or should we just get rid of this guy and head to the city and follow Leon? 1 second, guys. We're gonna talk amongst ourselves. You guys stay right there. Okay, cool. What do you guys think?
I say because we don't know which direction Leon went. The city's a pretty big place, right?
Yeah.
I say we meet the dad because there's bacon.
Here's what we know. The people in the building that we went to were turning into pigs. Including Wilbur here, who is now a pig. The bacon boys are selling meat.
Yes.
A lot of pig meat.
Yes.
Curious. Leon and his friends were getting very sick.
From
And he
meat.
said that's my thought, is maybe this is all one thing. So
and,
what if
and the meat is made in the haze?
And it's a pig meat. I
and
have
where do you
no
think
idea
Leon
what any of this means.
Me neither. I'm just putting together weird things that are happening right now. There are pig people, there is Wilbur, there is Leon who escaped and ran back into the ruins to get help. Now, who would you get help from? Who would
you get help from?
Maybe
a
the
doctor?
man?
Maybe, okay. Option one, he went, well, they said he tried to go to the Sacred Flame. And
Nada.
and they didn't help him. So
Okay.
the clerics are out. The Amethyst Academy might have offered help, but why would you go back into the ruins? They're not in the ruins.
No, yeah, you wouldn't.
So would you go to the person who made you sick in the first place?
Maybe.
I think maybe, depending. If that's your last hope, yes.
At least it's a part of the larger puzzle. That at least we know one piece of it. And maybe he could tell us where Leon went. Who knows?
And worst case, we can buy some delicious bacon.
No, don't eat that bacon.
I don't know.
Unless you want to end up
I don't know about
Wilbur.
I keep forgetting. It looks so
I have enough
tasty.
problems as it is.
I keep forgetting. Sorry. Yes.
Maybe there's more pigs that have been turned from people there, and maybe I can speak to them soon.
And they're all about
we will
to be
save them all, and we will start our own pig farm, and it will be a wonderful place for all the pig people to hang out and enjoy.
Oh, my
I think
horoscope
we're veering
says
a little. Wait, what was he smoking again? Never mind.
I
All
just
right,
want to
let's,
help them. I just want to help them.
I say we rest in Emberwood Village, and then we go over to see the pig man.
As you're debating in the street, the one of the boys says, "So, can we buy a pig?"
Tomorrow. We're going to
Least
talk to you tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Is that okay?
All right. Well, yeah, we'll be back tomorrow.
We need to say our goodbyes to our friend, Wilbur.
Yeah. We have to do a little ritual we do when we're selling
All
our
right.
pigs. This isn't going too good. Okay, let's just say bye to them now. Okay, thank you. We'll meet you back here tomorrow. Same time, same place.
Sounds good.
Guys, what is going on? Did anything I just said make sense?
No, but I was trying to make sense of it, which was good.
Yeah.
Good.
All right, so we're going to go right now into the village to find Ori. Your turn. Go.
Well, we're gonna rest first. Then tomorrow they're gonna lead us to the dad, and then we're gonna see if it leads anywhere from there about why people are turning into pigs and where Leon went. Because maybe
what?
Maybe there's somebody else who knows where Leon went, or maybe the dad knows where Leon went. Because really, other than that, we don't know where Leon went in the city.
That's true. The dad might be a little bit smarter than the two nuggets.
Probably.
Hopefully.
I mean, he sounds like the mastermind behind all this bacon smoking and, making. So
He's a businessman. We can cut a deal if he knows anything. You're not going anywhere. You're staying on that leash. All right. Where do you guys want to rest? Where do we rest in a place like this?
It's easy enough to head over to the Bark and Buzzard and get arrangements to flop down at a local's home or stay at the at the Skull and Sword, or even if you want to spring for at the Red Lion Hotel. So if you do want to take a rest at Emberwood Village, that's not too much of a trouble. I think with where we're at, we're at 10 to the hour.
Yes.
So I think what we will do is we will actually leave our adventure there for this evening. Mm-hmm. You'll rest, and we'll meet the boys next week and head back on in to Drakkenheim to find out what's going on with this Figure out the whole hog.
What the
There are pig
Alrighty.
and bacon selling.
Like there are clues everywhere. But we have no idea what they mean.
Yeah. The stars will guide us. Anyway.
So with that, that's where we will end for this week. Awesome. Thank you all so much. A big thank you, as always, first of all, to Kelly and Jill, but a massive thank you to you, Alicia, for joining us as our guest this week and next in the Untold Tales of Drakkenheim. It's such a pleasure. I also want to send a big thank you to Kyle for running everything over there in chat.
And also a huge thank you to Monty for running an amazing
thank you,
game.
Monty. Woo. Like basically deflecting all of our chaos, like we're pro. Like, what are they doing? What are they doing?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
What are we ever doing?
What are we ever doing?
Mm-hmm. And also a big thank you to all the awesome sources for our artwork tonight. We had a map from 2 Minute Tabletop that we used this evening. We also have maps that I have created to use Photoshop and Dungeon Draft that have been seen on the stream. We use lots of awesome, cool assets from the Roll20 marketplace as well in our game. So if you're wondering what we're using for VTTs and all that cool stuff, that's where you can find it all there as well.
Jill.
Of course, don't forget to look at the links below for our Teespring store, where you can find all of your favorite Dungeon Dudes t-shirts, including Yes, and some ones from Shadows of Drakkenheim, including the Dusk Wardens. Take a look at bit.ly/Dungeon Dudes merch.
Awesome. And Alicia, where can folks find your awesome stuff on the interwebs?
You can find me everywhere on socials at Alicia Marie Body. Join me.
Awesome. Amazing. And of course, for us, you can join us on our Patreon community, where we have an amazing Discord as well, exclusively for our patrons. You can check that out at patreon.com/dungeon_dudes. All the work that we do here on Twitch is made possible thanks to the incredible generosity of our Patreon supporters. So please, if you enjoy the work that we do here on the streams, check all that out.
And if you are joining us on Patreon, please join our exclusive Discord, where you can chat about all of the behind-the-scenes stuff on Drakkenheim. We have places where you can get help building characters, talking about rules. You can also join us for our monthly writers' rooms, where Monty and I pitch upcoming scripts and work with the community to make them better. And you can also submit questions for our monthly Q&As, where we answer your D&D questions. So all of that's happening on our Discord.
Yeah, and the big news, of course, is that we are working on a book based on Season 1 of Dungeons of Drakkenheim. That will be coming to Kickstarter later on this year, so you can head on over to Drakkenheim.com to sign up for the mailing list for all the latest updates on the book if you want to run your very own Drakkenheim campaign. All that cool stuff will be coming to Kickstarter in the early summer of 2021. So please check that out, Drakkenheim.com.
And be sure to join us live next Tuesday when we record the campaign live on Twitch. This group is going to be back to figure out what is going on with all of this bacon. So join us from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/dungeon_dudes. And the video episodes will be available on YouTube as well on the following Friday. Thank you.
We also do all sorts of great D&D content on YouTube as well, so check that out at youtube.com/dungeondudes. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you next time in the ruins of Drakkenheim.